All right, here we go, baby.
All right, let's do it.
Week 4 tips. Here we go. So we got
Yeah.
3 tips for you. We got carb cycling. We have the plank. We have supplements. We're going to talk Mass Impact, which is a creatine product. You're going to love it.
Okay,
All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So tip number 1 is going to be carb cycling. Yeah. Nicole, you love carb cycling.
I do like carb cycling, you guys. I love carb cycling because it helps break you out of a funk. It helps break those plateaus. And so I don't know where to look. Okay. But I love this plan because it helps put you back on the wagon in kind of a new and exciting way.
Yeah.
I've done this over the years many times, and I just appreciate what it does to you. So carb cycling, you guys, is way different than carb backloading in that, carb backloading, you push off carbs till later in the day. Carb cycling is a little bit different in that you introduce carbs into your diet every so often on these refuel days. So if you look at this document that we have here that Luke put up here so nicely, great job.
You're welcome.
The one thing about this meal plan or this carb cycling is that it's food based. So in here, the examples that they use are the meal replacement shakes. Go for that if that's your option. If you would prefer to do food-based, you can still do food-based. So on the burn days, so essentially, can you go to the next slide first? Yeah. Okay. So this is a 12-week program, and this is what it looks like. So it's broken up into 3 14-day cycles, right? So 3 2-week cycles. So you actually go through all of it 2 times. So weeks 1 and 2 is that first line, 3 and 4 is the second, 5 and 6 is the third, and then you cycle back through it. You'll notice that 13 days is what you spend doing this carb cycling. That 14th day is considered a free day. And so if you start that carb cycling week 1 on a Sunday, then you know that next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday is a free day. Okay, so when you look at this cycle, you'll see the 2 fires and then the gas pump. 2 fires, gas pump. The 2 fires are a burn day. Okay, so if you go back to that other slide, can you go back to that other slide, boss?
Yep.
Okay, so the burn day you'll see here, burn days are meant to be low to no carbs, right? Carbs are in everything. We're going to get a certain amount of carbs, but your goal on the burn days is to have minimal carbs. Yep. Okay, typically what I tell people is 50 to 60 grams of carbs or less in a day.
Okay.
Okay. So again, sometimes people will be doing their post-workout shake, or sometimes people will be doing a pre-workout or whatever that looks like, you know? So I typically say that for the burn days. So you can have your eggs, bacon, cheese, whatever you want on the burn days. Snack would be almonds or some other no carb snack option. Lunch is protein and a vegetable. Afternoon snack, muscle gain. We call it body lean now. That's how long this has been around. Yep. So that snack in the afternoon is just a high protein, low carb snack. Dinner is protein and vegetables. And then on the refuel day, if you notice here, we're adding a starch or a fruit, right? So there's not a lot of grains in this. If you see that, typically it's going to be starches in the form of rice, quinoa, which is a whole grain, right?
Potato.
So potato. Okay, so that's what you're going to have on the refuel day. So if you go back to this day, you'll have 2 days of burn, 1 day of refuel, 2 days of burn, 1 day of refuel. For my women specifically, including myself, and even for men too, but I highly recommend this if you feel like you have hit a plateau where you're like, my weight is not changing. I feel like I'm not in control. Mm-hmm. I need to do something. I highly recommend this. And so on day 14, me knowing that next Saturday I get a free day, because now I just had my free day on this past Saturday, so I have 2 weeks now until I have my free day again. I look forward to that. I look forward to knowing that I get a day that I get to have whatever I want. And I know the recommendations say, don't make it a splurge day. It's not all about having a whole pan of brownies, but man, there's something about having 3,000 calories in a day. I'm not kidding. That really messes in a good way with your metabolism. And I believe in it. I trust in it. Okay? And anyway, more details, ask your coach. It's a really great way to plateau bust. I love it. It's simple. And I'm a very simple person when it comes to nutrition. I don't even make a lot of, elaborate meals. Anyway, that's what I got.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
All right. So carb cycling tips. Well, day 14 is a wiggle day, which you called it. You can wiggle a little bit. It's a free day. You don't want to splurge, over splurge. Have an amino acid plan, because when you're doing carb cycling, sometimes you'll have a lower caloric intake. You don't want to compromise lean mass.
Yeah.
So I have an amino acid plan for that.
And carbs are important in muscle building, right?
Okay.
So if we're taking them away on certain days, you have to have a plan to help build and maintain muscle
Yep.
as you may lose weight.
Yeah. Have a plan after the 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So I have a plan to figure out what works well for you to continue this journey.
Yeah.
It's gonna look different for
Talk to your
everybody.
coach about that. The goal is to do the 12 weeks and then to figure out where you're going to go from there. Right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Here's your exercise tip.
You're doing
Exercise
this.
tip is plank you very much. I want to talk about the plank. The plank is important because it helps you protect the spine.
Mhm.
So if your core is strong, it's going to help protect your spine. And as we all know, the spine bone is connected to the everything bone. If you're going to protect that, you're going to help everything else out. You're only as strong as your weakest link. Yep,
Okay.
that wasn't a trick. So, and now some people I believe have trouble doing push-ups because of weak core.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if your core is weak, push-ups are going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now if you can be stronger by having a stronger core, you can build skeletal muscle mass. You can increase your metabolism. And that's what we're all about.
I love it.
Okay, so here's just a couple tips. All right, so elbows, you can line up your elbows under your shoulders. We'll show you in a second. You can do keep your body straight. Okay, squilt, tilt, squeeze, and suck. I'm gonna have you do a 5-second hold
No,
for
you're trying
10
to cut down on
reps.
time, but
Yeah.
you got it.
So 5-second hold for 10 reps. Okay, now that's important because if you're holding it for 60 seconds straight, you're gonna lose some of these cues that I'm gonna give you. And finally, I'm gonna show you an elbow trick.
Ooh. Is it that one where you put your elbow to your ear?
That's the one. Here we go. So lovely Nicole here has her elbows right below her shoulders. You can play with the elbows. Sometimes as a coach, I'll get cute. If you bring your elbows further forward, that way it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. Okay? But I'm going to have her elbows right below her shoulders. Now here's the straight line I'm telling you about. So the ear, shoulder, hip, the ankle, and a straight line. That's important. Okay? Now, here comes the tilt, squeeze, and suck method. So tilt would be a posterior pelvic tilt, okay? That's going to help you engage your core, okay? And we're going to include a squeeze of the glutes. So your glutes and your core should work together to stabilize your spine. So we got tilt, squeeze, and the last one's going to be suck. And now, what I want you to do is to focus on sucking your belly button to your spine. Don't flex your stomach. There's two different mechanics going on there. When you flex your stomach, you're working more superficial muscles. I want you to work those deep spinal stabilizers. So suck your stomach. How you doing?
I talk more.
So suck your belly button, your spine. So tilt, squeeze, and suck. Okay, now finally, the last one is the elbow trick. What you can do is you can drive your elbows statically down. So when you start driving your elbows down towards your toes, okay, you're going to start to engage other muscles. It's a fun little trick, huh?
I like it.
Okay. Okay, and that is your plank. Supplement tip of the week. Here we go. We got mass impact.
Ooh, I like it. You talk about that one.
So mass impact is what we carry. It's an Animal Care product. See a little symbol on the upper right, my upper right. It's third-party tested. Not everything is third-party tested. It costs more to do it, but I personally would recommend when you buy a product, have it third-party tested. It's Informed Sport is what this is. And it's somebody else looks at the ingredients, makes sure what the label says is actually what's in the product. So here's what creatine does. Okay, so it's going to help ATP production, which is cell energy. Right. So when you're lifting, squatting, lunging, running, your muscles are contracting and relaxing. Right. So the energy for that contract relax is ATP. Mm-hmm. Creatine helps produce that. Helps with muscle endurance, muscle strength. And I would recommend 3 grams prior, or 30 minutes before strength training, and then 2 grams after. So the product post-workout recovery has 2 grams in it. So mass impact has 3 grams. So that's the ratio you should look to use. So there's been thousands of studies on creatine monohydrate. It's one of the most proven supplements known to man, mm-hmm. and it's been proven to work. So if you're looking to add, like we all are, like we're striving to put on some skeletal muscle, mm-hmm. This is an awesome product to go with. And it's not for everybody. Sometimes people have a little GI distress. Mm-hmm. Sometimes bloating. Yep. Sometimes people might get dehydrated or start cramping up, things like that. That's why it's important to have a coach work through some of this stuff to help you out.
And would you recommend this for men, women, everybody?
Yeah, so I would recommend for people in the lean earner category. What that means is you're a lean earner, meaning your priority is to increase lean mass in time burning fat because you have an increased amount of lean mass metabolism. So a fat burner is a little bit different situation, but this person has been here for a while. They've done some resistance training. They've been through the M3 program a few times. So that would be what I would recommend that type of person use it. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds really.
All right, guys, closing thoughts. Lean body mass is more important than your 401k when it comes to retirement. Your thoughts?
I love it. No, I agree.
Your thoughts on my closing thoughts?
Well, I would say, especially for women, because when we get to be closer to our 40s, which I'm not in my 40s yet,
No,
but
not even close.
especially us, we tend to gain weight. Our weight moves a little bit more. It's harder to lose. We want to blame it on our hormones. And that's not often the cause. I'm not saying it isn't sometimes the cause, but typically we atrophy, our muscle atrophies, right? It disappears over time. We don't use our muscles. And so we start to see changes. And some of those changes include comorbidities like weight gain, obesity, diabetes, all of those things that are associated with shorter life expectancy.
Yep.
And we want to invest in what we can do to keep our life longer, right?
Moving to lose it, sister. All right, that's it.
All right, that's good.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.